Alright guys, welcome to your Monday Night Raw review, or as I like to call it, 3 hours worth of sleeping pills on your TV. Both have pretty much the same effect. If you had to watch 3 hours of that, God fucking help you. If you haven't watched it yet, then watch about 10 minutes of me, and that'll save you 3 hours that you can spend with something better on your life. So, Drew McIntyre comes out to start the show. Obviously, he's still the champion. He retained from defending the title against Goldberg last night at the Rumble, and he lets us know that we're on the road to WrestleMania. He says this isn't just any normal night on Raw. He says things are going to get heated tonight. We're on the road to WrestleMania, and he points at the sign. And it's at this stage I feel like pointing at the TV remote and clicking the off button and going to bed. But unfortunately, I said I would review this shit. I said I'd watch it, I'd give it a chance, so that's what I'm here to do. So McIntyre then goes on to talk about the Rumble. He says how great the Rumble was, acting like a complete and utter fanboy here. McIntyre looks and sounds nothing like a star. Just sounds like he sounds like someone that's just seen wrestling for the very first time, and he's like completely marking it over it, completely amazed by it, putting over every match at the Royal Rumble. Why would he care about that? I mean, I can never remember Austin coming out after retaining a title and instead of, wanting to find out about his next challenger or wanting to kick Vince's ass, he's talking about how great the rest of the card was. Oh, see Tajiri versus William Regal on the pre-show. That was a great match. Never did those words ever come out of Austin's mouth. So, I mean, McIntyre really making himself look really childish. It looks like it sounds like a fan. He does. So Edge comes out. McIntyre says he's got a lot of respect for Edge. Edge is his mentor and all this stuff. He says how much it means to him that Edge could return for injury, and Edge turned around and says something like, obviously Edge has to be a face here. He can't go full heel, but he says something like, "You don't really sound like a champion. I'm your challenger. I'm a threat. You should be worried about me taking the title off you," which is true. And then Sheamus comes out to help Drew McIntyre's back. Kind of runs down Edge a wee bit. Edge says to Drew he'll let him know when he is going to announce what belt he's going for, but he says he is leaving WrestleMania with the title. So if Drew McIntyre gets chosen by Edge, it looks like he ain't going to be the champ. Thank fuck for that. And as Edge leaves, Sheamus comes behind and hits Drew McIntyre with a brogue kick. Come back for the break. Sheamus says he wants the title. Asks Drew Gulak to give him his bags, and he walks off. We don't see him again. Since when was Drew Gulak Sheamus's bag carrier? I don't really know. I mean, I don't even think Drew Gulak's good enough to carry Sheamus's bags, but that's what apparently he was doing tonight on Monday Night Raw. Up next, we had Bobby Lashley hating on Matt Riddle. Lasted about 2 minutes. Got Bobby Lashley got DQ'd. Matt Riddle got to the ropes after being put in the heart business, the heart maneuver, whatever the full Nelson submission move, whatever the fuck it's called. Bobby Lashley refused to let go after Riddle was in the ropes, and then that was it. The referee called for DQ. Then Bobby Lashley battled the shit out of Riddle and got pretty aggressive. After that, we had it's hard to remember. The show wasn't that memorable. We had, I believe it was tag team titles, the Hurt Business versus Lucha House Party. Who cares? Who the fuck cares? House Party lose. I mean, that's enough said. After this, we had The Miz and Morrison. They welcomed Bad Bunny to the ring. They wanted some sort of deal where they would make him a superstar if he could make them recording artists. And Morrison says you could swap Slammies for Grammys and or Grammys for Slammies. I mean, this guy, I'm sure he cares about some fake shitty wrestling award. But who even decides it? Is it the fans? Is it Vince McMahon? Is it selected at random? Maybe they go on Google and type in random number generator for these Slammies or whatever, because they're fucking shit. No one deserves a Slammy. This show deserves to be slammed in the bin. But anyway, Bunny says no, and out comes Judas Priest or whatever the guy is called, the Gothic guy for NXT. Apparently that's him on Raw now. He's making his debut on Raw. He beats The Miz, and him and Bad Bunny celebrate. After that, it's a three-way tag team match. Number one contenders. Why are Charlotte and Asuka still teaming up together? God knows why. Why the fuck is Naomi and Lana in a team? Again, God knows why. And there is someone else in the team. I can't even remember who it was. That's pretty bad. Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose. I mean, who cares? Who the hell cares? Ric Flair comes out with Lucy Evans to distract Charlotte Flair. Naomi gets the pin on Asuka. Naomi and Lana are the new champs, and they will face the team of Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax later down the road. I don't know when it'll be, but whoever wins will lose because both teams are absolute shite and shouldn't be on telly. After this, we had the return of Carlito. First time he's been on Raw in about 10 years. Teams up with Jeff Hardy. and they go over the team of Elias and the guy that looks like Elias. Justin Riker, is it? I mean, this just people say this is a good look, but really, I mean, they just look like every other fucking guy on there. I mean, this so many people have got this look. WWE, I mean TNA. This is a generic sort of look. Just because they don't look like your average, Drew Gulak kind of guy. This is still a. It's you can't really make these guys out. Oh, he's got a beard and long hair. Fucking whoop de do. So is everyone else. So I mean, Carlito and Jeff Hardy win. I mean, whatever. It's cool to see Carlito, but there was nothing great here. We got a promo for Randy Orton, which was alright, and then we get a promo from Edge again, which was alright. Edge saying that Orton's not the man he is. He's jealous of him. He doesn't care about him or his family, and he wants to put this whole thing to bed tonight. He basically wants to end the feud with Orton and go on to WrestleMania. After that, we had somewhere in between with a Drew McIntyre promo, almost greeting, saying that Sheamus has thrown away 20 years of friendship, and if Sheamus wants to throw 20 years of friendship for the title, then so be it. But this was awful. McIntyre almost crying here. I mean, come on. There's been worse betrayals than this. There's been family members betraying each other, brothers betraying each other, and since when was McIntyre and Sheamus friends? Never seen them until recently, or pretend like interact with each other at all. Now they're supposedly best friends, and so what? Shouldn't Sheamus want to compete for the WWE Championship? So Drew McIntyre says, if you want it, you've got it. So it looks like Sheamus is getting a title shot. When? We don't know. Will it be the pay-per-view between the Rumble and WrestleMania? If I don't even know what that pay-per-view is called, but it used to be Elimination Chamber. Then I think they changed it to Fastlane, honestly, or Roadblock or something like that. Couldn't tell you what it's called now, but yep, it's probably going to be Sheamus versus McIntyre at that. Up next, we had Alexa Bliss versus Nikki Cross. This match was built around Nikki Cross and how she needs this match and she needs to defeat Alexa Bliss so she can put their friendship in the past and move on. As a viewer, I can't imagine there's anybody watching this interested from Nikki Cross's perspective. No one gives a shit. We all care about the whole Alexa Randy Fiend storyline. That's what we wanted to see from this, and we did not get it. All we got in the end was Alexa Bliss going over Nikki Cross in a match that lasted way too long. Same thing could have been achieved in 1 minute. Should have been a 1 minute squash, but nah, they dragged it out, and it was boring. It was crap. And up next, Alexa Bliss walks to the back. Randy Orton comes out for the main event. Alexa Bliss eyeballs Orton, but Orton doesn't even give her the time of day. Just Orton kind of blanks her, walks past to the ring. Then it comes Edge, and Orton and Edge have a pretty decent match to end the show. And towards the end, it looks like Orton has Edge beat. He's going to go for the RKO, but then all of a sudden, there's this kind of like the lights dim a wee bit, and you hear that. It's not like music, but like the sound effects kind of come into play of the Fiend. And the next minute, Alexa Bliss is sitting up on the top apron, distracts Orton. Orton looks up at her, and the next minute, something oozes out her mouth. I mean, it was supposed to be blood, but because of the light, and it kind of looked a bit like chocolate syrup or something like that. I mean, I'd have licked up either way, but for sure, I mean, blood, chocolate, I don't really care. I'd have been right in there, but Orton didn't. He got distracted. He for a split second, and then he turned around and Edge connected with the spear. Edge got the win. Alexa Bliss disappeared, and Edge celebrated as Raw went off the air. So overall, guys, I mean, this was not a good show. I enjoyed the main event. The ending was pretty good, but here's the problem, right? Now we've got Edge back, and that is pretty good. It gives us something else to care about on Raw. But pretty much for the past month, the only good thing on Raw has been Alexa Bliss and Orton. And when you're only getting kind of like one scene with those a week, I mean, you're watching 3 hours basically to get one scene, and the scene might only last for like 10, 15 seconds. Now, I'm all for stuff being built slowly, but when you've only got one good thing worth building, you kind of need to see more of it. So I would like to see more of this in advanced at a higher rate than what we're seeing, because at the moment it's not worth. It's really not worth watching 3 hours of Raw just to try and see one Alexa Bliss Randy Orton scene. But with Edge back, I guess that helps. Maybe they'll get more people back. Maybe Carlito will be back. Maybe they'll throw this COVID stuff out the window and he'll be allowed to spit apples again and in the faces of people who don't want to be cool. But yeah, I mean, I think they booked it all wrong. I'd have done it differently at the Rumble, and I would have had it differently tonight. I definitely would have had Bray Wyatt return tonight. But they didn't do that, and I've got to give the show. I'll give it a 2. I mean, the main event was alright, and there was some decent promos from Edge and Orton. And I mean, the way Alexa Bliss was kind of up there at the end was kind of cool and stuff like that. But the rest of the show was really garbage. I mean, lots of throwaway matches. that just did not want to see, and I'm sure no one else wanted to see it, guys. So I'm giving this a 2 out of 10. Can't really give it any more. The opening segment was terrible. Drew McIntyre. I know I'm Scottish and he's Scottish, and we're supposed to, you know what, fucking stick together, and I'm supposed to kiss his ass and say it's the greatest thing ever, but he's not. He's really bad. This current run, it's not going well, and hopefully he loses the belt. I mean, I can't see him losing it at least until Mania, but let's hope that he doesn't retain it after Mania, because he is not a good champion, guys. Not believable at all. Anyway, that's my rating, 2 out of 10. Let us know what you think of Raw, and until next time, peace.